Hey everyone. So I am making a video commentary because I feel like there's a lot of different directions that this Kanye West situation is going to go. And I'm not saying that I know everything and I just know when I link up with Source, what is Source saying? And I just got to download. Um, if you guys don't know, if you're just following the channel or just learning me, I get these hiccups every time I speak on a topic. And I guess whenever Source is giving me information, it's going through my second heart chakra, which we all should know is our thymus gland, which is the higher heart. Or the higher heart could also be the vagus nerve, which is above your regular heart organ. So anyway, moving on. So it's Kanye business. Oh, Mr. Ye. So Mr. Ye basically visited Joel Osteen on the weekend. My mom gave me a call and she was saying like, guess who Kanye West, went to. She's like, guess whose church he went to and did a little ministry. And I'm like, oh, Mom, it's not the way you think it is. Because, our parents are not all that. They have the idea and the inspiration that this is great because our generation is being moved to more Christ-conscious perspective. So that's great, but if you go more in depth in why Kanye chose Joel Osteen, that's where I question the intentions, because back when I was a little bit more judgmental and biased, I remember Hurricane Harvey and Joel Osteen closing his doors to the people of the community, which easily he has the money and the donations were available for him to replace his whole floor if he had to. But he declined letting people in his church. He was in the building and declined letting people in. That's different than not showing up at your building and not opening the doors. So integrity on a level of, but then he made a gesture shortly after X, Y, and Z. But now if Kanye visited Perry Stone and had a conversation, I would be more optimistic and more receptive to, okay, I believe Kanye's a little bit more authentic in his movement right now. Because there are some pivotal figures in the church and religion community that I trust with information, and I think other people trust too. If Kanye made an appearance on TBN, I would be like, But we've all seen trouble with a lot of these people. We saw, I think it was Benny Hinn and the other Benny minister, how much trouble they gotten in for, all the luxury and the... So we don't need to go into all that detail. We've already known that there's been so much about the church community and the backlash that has come from the media part of it, not the ones that are in your local neighborhoods. But I was just saying to my mom, it's quite fascinating how he went right to Joel, and Joel is now a celebrity because of that. He's now in mainstream media. He went from, one downfall years ago with the Harvey hurricane situation. Now he's in a positive note. People, sometimes they give a hall pass because they're like, well, he's a pastor. And, when you say the word Jesus, I think a lot of people hall pass the afflictions that people may have caused others. And I think that's what is the perspective that, for me personally, I'm trying to pay more attention to, is leave Jesus out of it, because, this has nothing to do with him. This is about your accusations and your afflictions and your causes that you have not asked for forgiveness publicly about. On all celebrity levels. I have not seen not one celebrity, and I'm not judgmental because I have afflictions that I've caused others, and I've placed things on myself as well. But I use my platforms and my social media to display acts of authenticity, of learning my soul and learning these steps through this Christ movement, and really trying to unfold more truth. Not just, be some face of something and make money off of it. So moving on before I navigate. Kanye, I believe, is authentic in his movement with his music. I think he's really trying to protect many people who are about to be led astray. Because this is what I said. This is what I had as a vision. And this is also what I had as I had this as a message months ago about many are about to be led astray. I watched it happen on Facebook. I watched how many people are following a lot of this galactic federation, galactic extraterrestrial, the ships are here to take us away. And the thing about it is, people have a hard time dissecting and really going into the nitty-gritty of, well, there's some different types of ships. Like, you want to be part of the light, not part of the metal crafts. Or you want to be part of the divine source and the 9 council and the council of 12, because those are related to, in the Middle East tradition, the 7 sisters. I cannot pronounce this, but the Panarandam, I can't pronounce it, but it's the definition of all the gods and goddesses of India, all as a collective make one divine consciousness. I'm kind of looking at my journey, my life path. I really will make another video about this, and I shouldn't spill the beans, but I'm looking at my life path on how many visitations and different cultures I have crossed paths with, and I found validation in my own divine truth and in my own divine wisdom and in my own Christ conviction. I found myself crossing different paths of different cultures. I don't want to say religion, because I think religion puts duality on things. And a lot of cultures, for example, cultures in Middle East, India, or if we were to go right into it, I look at the Persian, Iranian, and Indonesian, Mongolian, all the IANs. They all have such great deities that brought such enlightenment and optimism to have people take wisdom and go with it on their own journeys. And I watched how the generations after that became these leaders, the Dalai Lama, the Prophet Muhammad, and moving on, Gandhi, right? Yeah. So I'm looking at how these are trickling down, and Kanye West could be a bloodline descendant of one of those people. There goes my download. He could be a descendant. He could be doing the right thing by saying, you know what, I don't want to sit and watch people get eaten up by the beast, or him sit around and watch people get led off by the Antichrist. Antichrist not being a person, but Antichrist being everything that is against what we're all unfolding right now. We look at all the truthers on YouTube and all the great work that they're doing. I can't say much about Facebook because there are so many different groups on Facebook, and they're all bounding themselves to this earth crew, this earth, I just want to show you guys how ridiculous this is. I know my window's dirty, but everywhere I go, I just like to document this. So I believe that is, yeah, that's the same little old choppa. Just so I have a video of yesterday, and just for poops and giggles, I'll upload it right after, and I'll say, see you guys, this one follows me everywhere. So I'm not really certain if it's like related to YouTube or if it's investigative as to outspoken truthers and people of wisdom that just lay out information, tell the truth of what's happening in the skies, and it's an investigation of, are we really a threat to our nation? Because I was downloading information and it seemed as though it's not the National Guard that I picked up, but it's something else. It's beyond the 3-letter to start with the F. Yeah, so I've picked it up. You know, I was just trying to say, I'm trying to read into it a lot. I'm like, it couldn't be anything worse than accusing somebody of domestic terrorism. But all the gang stalking and the following and the surveillance, it has to be something more crucial. And I always think about all the like trafficking of all things, people and substances. And you want to send choppers and surveillance on truthers and people of wisdom? So I kind of commend Kanye for making a big step for taking his celebrity impression and whatever was shattered of his image before, you know, he was promoting Trump, right? He was pro-Trump. He was saying, hey, I'm supporting the red. I need a saving grace because, you know, the industry is about to kill me off because, you know, I called Jay-Z out and I called B.O.B. out and I said I was from Mars. So Kanye crossed the line big time, and he dug himself a hole. But I've always supported Kanye because he reminds me of me. I'm sometimes like, I'll think about what I said after I said it, but then I'm sort of unapologetic. And I sort of kind of remind myself, Trump reminds me of me too. Like I will say a lot because sometimes in the moment, I don't want to read into what people are saying to me, but I know what is being brought up about me. And I always make these huge public statements, and I post a lot on social media to proclaim my own ego. Sometimes I want to sometimes say, look, my ego needs to protect me because I will not give in to the negative. I don't want to offer my energy and my light over to, like when I even pointed to the helicopter, I just gave my energy over. I shouldn't even done that. I could just ignore it. Because the more I pay attention to it, the more it's in my reality. I could just ignore it, but because it's so, I already found parking. Because it's so constant in my day-to-day, wherever I go, it's really annoying. But I know that I'm doing something correct, and I feel like if I am doing something that I might feel that might cause this, I really don't know what it is. Or I would always admit it to myself, like, I know I've had a past, I know I've had run-ins with people who weren't really also great people, and I've tried to help people who are in really bad situations, but I just see myself as somebody carelessly and innocently walking into danger zones and trying to help. And I just think people don't really see, and I'll pull it back to Kanye, but people don't really see that there are some strong, energetic sources of beings. Like there are some souls that are very strong And they could do some heavy damage if the wrong people get to them before the light, if that makes any sense to you guys. And so I think my life path and my journey has always veered off into these crazy corners where I don't know how this happened, but sometimes I end up being in the right place at the right time to save somebody, either from killing themselves, having an overdose, drinking themselves till they pass out, pill popping until they die. And I've been managing to have people look at the grace that could be possible in themselves by saying, look, I'm no perfect than you are. Like, either we're both not perfect, or we both are perfect because we've all been through some dark moments. Our darkness brings more light. You can't understand how to utilize light until you've been in darkness. You can't know how to transmute anything or anyone. And this is what Jesus said in his parables. He said, many will go where I have not. It's in the biblical text. And I really, really, really feel confident that that's what he was addressing was we who are considered his children in this Christ movement will have a generation where there'll be some things that you wouldn't think. But we're doing it. Anyways, Kanye, I believe some celebrities, I said this before, they feel horrible for having to sell their soul and make money off of albums and people's energy and ushering in the Saturn negative fourth dimensional energy. But I think sometimes some people may feel like, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm growing up. I can't do this anymore. I can't live this way. Therefore, I want to help those before they make a mistake. There goes my confirmation. And I think though he knows he may not have any grace when the big show happens, at least he knows he's saved as many people as possible. But I think handing them all over to Joel Osteen was not the correct move. But I think bringing attention to Joel Osteen may have made Joel nervous, made him shake in his boots, because this is what our president of the United States is doing right now. He is. It's kind of funny. Someone made a metaphor on Facebook yesterday. They said it was like when Trump went into the office, it was like turning on the lights in the kitchen and all the roaches started running out. I could see that. Oh, I forgot something. I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, so you see how that same chopper is now behind me, right? I told you guys. So I don't need to upload that LOL, see, I told you so. It's literally behind me. I don't know what I did, but you are documented and I'm posting you. So how could that follow me from my car on the road? Now I'm walking. Whatever. Talk about energy weapons and you guys, all that is real. You guys are having, like, I love when I just hit record and just let everyone see the reality for what it is through the eyes of other people. Instead of these videos where everybody's like, hi, hello, everyone, and welcome, and I'm licensed for this, and I'm certified for that, and I'm trying to prove to you that, I know what I'm talking about, blah, 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 egotistical narcissism. it's best to just have somebody show you guys this is the real truth. Somebody who knows how to explain something and the consequences that they have to suffer and go through in order to continue to do what they're doing. And it's fine, it's worth it. Because, you know, that's how you maintain your grace. That's how you keep your grace. No matter what walk of life you have, it's really about the inside. And that's why I don't really have much judgment on Mr. Ye West. I don't have judgment on him. It's more of the movement. You have to look at why he did what he did. There's something subliminal about it. So I rambled enough. You guys have a great night, if it is night in your time. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.